Hey everyone! Welcome back! I am back today with more Kamen Rider Zero One. I'm so excited, you guys. If you're joining me early today, you know what it means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, and as always, I'm sending you those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in the description down below. So I really liked the last episode of Zero One, but it was sad. There was a lot of sadness in that episode. We had this really heartbreaking story about our HumaGear of the episode. She was, I guess, kind of illegally designed to look like the guy who purchased her, to look like his daughter who was deceased. Very, very sad. And like, what do you... I know it's wrong. I know it's like against their rules. And I know that those rules are in place for a reason, but like, it's his daughter. Now, when it started like talking to him like his daughter, when she started talking to him like his daughter, HumaGears are people too. I don't care what Fuwa says. You know, that's when I was kind of like, oh, so it's not just, oh, he kind of wanted someone who looks like his daughter around to comfort him. That's when it was kind of like, oh, so he like put some time into that. He like programmed the HumaGear with like things that his daughter would have said, or maybe there's just like a way to like download some of that. I don't know how that would work, but that's when I was kind of like, oh, so it's even like this guy is even more heartbroken than I originally thought, which, like, I mean, his kid died. I mean, that's awful, but oh, when she started breaking down and saying like Papa and all those things, I was like, oh, this is, oh, yikes. It's so sad because, you know, he probably put a lot of time into programming her to be like his daughter. The whole thing was just very heartbreaking. And on top of that, we have Jin, who I've been seeing for a while, is not really a bad boy. He's very, I think he's very misled by his parent, who turned out to be like, not parent of the year, let's put it that way. So we know, I had kind of been saying for a while, is Jin a HumaGear? Is Hirobi a HumaGear? Because like I feel like they were around when that whole thing happened with the town, like, what was it, like 12 years ago? And they looked the same, or at least they like sounded the same. I feel like we saw them or heard them at some point, like in evidence of like a recording like of what had happened. And so it kind of got me thinking, like, are they HumaGears? So now we know at least Jin is a HumaGear. And he's been programmed to think that, like, Hirobi is his parent. And he has just not been a very good father to him. And I felt so bad for Jin last episode because he was trying to get his head around the relationship between the man and his daughter, who was a HumaGear. And he was actually, like, trying to help her at the end. I was like, no, I told you he was a good boy. He's just very, very misled. But then, of course, he gets Flying Falcon. So I guess we're not going to see Flying Falcon for a little while. And it seems like he was kind of like rebooted, or maybe not rebooted, but something happened to him, I feel like, with Hirobi to make him kind of like, just kind of reset so that he didn't ask those kinds of questions anymore. Because he was asking a lot of questions about like parents and kids and everything. It was just very sad. So I'm sad that we're not going to see Flying Falcon anymore, at least not in Zero One format anyway. But at first, I'm not going to lie, I was really, really upset that it had happened to Flaming Tiger. I will be so mad if he loses Flaming Tiger, because I love that. It even has little kitty ears. I love it. So, really enjoying it. Have a lot to look forward to, I think. And I, for one, cannot wait to get into this next episode of Zero One. So what do you say we go for it? Let's go. All right, you guys, I have so much I want to talk about because I was not expecting to get a new progress key in this one. And I really like Freezing Bear. It's just fun to say. It's a very cold bear. It was really cool though. I like the Arctic blue. It's a little bit of a different blue than, he had like a blue one before. And that was kind of like, it was, a dark, it wasn't really dark blue, but it was a darker blue than this. So it was a cool distinction that like you could tell them apart. I really liked the freezing impact. That was very cool. I really liked the episode. It's not what I was expecting. I was expecting this to be like a HumaGear, is like too harsh with his, you know, like the kids that he's coaching and needs to learn how to dial it back a little bit. And instead we kind of got like, it looks like this HumaGear coach is too harsh, but he really is soaking up the information around him and using it to make informed decisions, which is kind of what we all do, only HumaGears kind of don't falter in it. You know, like we can kind of like be distracted or led astray or let our feelings get in the way. And a HumaGear is just like, you know, they're going to take whatever they're sensing and like respond to it in the best way they think. I guess it is kind of like humans. I don't know. But I found it really interesting that, you know, the students really loved and respected him and, you know, wanted to be better players. And I really think that one kid just really got in his own head and, you know, the coach could see that and wanted to help him more. And it was really sweet. And I also find it really interesting that we know now that the HumaGears that are being corrupted by, what's the name of it? Metsubo Jinrai, I think that's the name of it. I hope I said that right. They have all gained like sentience, which makes sense because all the ones we've seen that have been corrupted have like, gained like a little bit of insight into their purpose and become kind of attached to their role and the people they work with or something like that, you know, like they've almost kind of like developed some heart in some way, and that is what allows them to be corrupted. So isn't that a beautiful metaphor for like human beings, that like it's the very thing that makes us human that can sometimes lead us astray. So very well done, Kamen Rider, on your philosophical little insights there. I don't know what I'm calling her Cheetah Girl now because it just works. Please don't leave my channel or my Patreon for that. If you know what Cheetah Girls really is, it's a guilty pleasure of mine from when I was very young on the Disney Channel. But no, Valkyrie, I'm sorry. I think she's definitely shady. Maybe they're just building it up like she's shady and then they're going to throw us off and be like, oh, she was like working to help the cause the whole time. But then like, why would she reprogram Assassin-chan to still assassinate? It just really doesn't make sense. The whole thing seems shady. I'm going with she's shady. Why she's shady, I don't know. But we'll see. I don't know. We'll get more on that. But wow, great ep, you guys. That was a really fun one. Every episode we get to see kind of a new reason why HumaGears are, you know, just they are people. They're artificial people, but they're people. So, and I still feel very bad for Jin. Can we just get him like a happy home and some good influences and some good hobbies? I really think deep down he's a good boy. I'm sticking with that. And I'm really hoping that this will be like a situation. I won't name names in case you haven't seen other Rider shows, but like you guys know that there have been many instances in the past of like, oh, he's bad. And then they're not. They end up helping in the end. So fingers crossed, but I love that episode. Great stuff, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had as much fun with it as I did, and please join me next time. We will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.